episode of the MERAKI. And today we are going to talk about goal setting, that how goal setting can be done in a slightly different way. And the intent is for us to make goal setting, more intuitive, more holistic, and also fun. Right? We usually do not associate fun with goal setting. But that's what the intent is, to see how can we do that. And today we have with us Ishita. I'll be talking about her shortly. Before that, just thought, it'll be good for all of us to be on the same page and talk about what brings us all to this session, which is helping individuals set goals with real purpose, bringing the teams together around a shared and supporting the organizations in achieving meaningful results. So that's what we are intending to do. And the way we are planning to structure this session is basically primarily two parts. So which is, we are going to start with an interaction with Ishita, who has used Meraki in her organization for this same purpose that we are talking about, which is goal setting. We'll learn from her experience, and then all of us on the call also get an opportunity to leverage Meraki to set goals for our own self for the next 6 months and see what comes up. And then we'll kind of wrap it up with questions and your feedback, and we'll also want to hear your experience. So I just thought it'll be good for all of you to know the structure. And before we actually kind of begin and deep dive, it'll be good to know that what brings you to the session. So if some of you could unmute, if you want to share, it'll be great to hear that. I did see a few responses already coming on the chat, but it'll be good to know. And also, if you could let us know that, which location you've logged in from. Uh, and yeah, I think that'll just help us kind of know who all are there in the room. So anybody who wants to unmute, anybody who wants to use the chat box, please feel free to do that. Great. So I think it'll take us some time to kind of open up and share, and which is totally fine. But I can definitely see a very interesting mix of audience, and we are very glad that you're here. And so what we'll do is now I'll just share a small introduction. Okay, so I can on the chat see that we have an interesting mix of people joining from different locations: Shimla, Bangalore, Gurgaon, and New Delhi. Yeah, so yeah, that's good to know. So very briefly, I'll kind of introduce myself, and then also have a dialogue with Ishita. So I am your host for this session, and I'm also co-creator of Meraki. And I'm a leadership assessor and an executive coach, and also an HR professional with a little less than 2 years of 2 decades of experience in talent management, employee engagement, HR branding, and campus recruitment space. I'm proudly associated with the Tata Group for all of this while that I'm talking about, roughly around 18 years now. And the work that I'm doing currently in the organization sits at the intersection of human behavior, leadership, and technology. And it's my passion to craft spaces like these, like the one that we are having today, ones that spark reflection, dialogue, and real connection. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to have with us Ishita, our guest for the session. And I'll just quickly want to also introduce you to her. So Ishita is somebody who brings heart, purpose, and a powerful presence to every space that she enters. She is a life and executive coach, an ACC certified coach basically, and a member of Maharashtra Wiki Coaching Council. She's also a certified happiness coach from the Berkeley Institute of Wellbeing in California. She brings around 8 years of experience in HR, L&D, and employee engagement across IT and manufacturing sectors. And she beautifully blends her corporate experience with her passion of transforming people. And many of you may not know, but one fun fact about her is that she's also the voice behind the podcast series, which is called Let's Evolve, a series which concentrates on personal growth. And she already has some 35 episodes which are already out. So if you haven't tuned in yet, it's definitely worth a listen on Spotify. A very warm welcome, Ishita, and thanks for taking out the time and agreeing to kind of be with us and share this space and share your experience of using Meraki in your organization. Ishita, if you could please come on screen.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Pragati. And I'm so glad that so many people have joined us today for this webinar. And people from everywhere, I think multi locations. So this is a very good, session for us. And I'm sure that it's going to be empowering for all of you. So let's move ahead.
Great. So thanks, Ishita. And like we were interacting, and you told me that you've used you were planning to use Meraki, and then you eventually kind of used it as well in your organization for goal setting, right? So it'll be great to hear about your experience. And what I would like to know is traditionally, how was goal setting looked at in your organization context? And what challenges did you notice in that approach?
Okay. So, what happens traditionally when we always think about goal setting or goals in any organization, and similarly in my organization, I would say that it comes from the management and then it goes to the teams, departments, and then to individuals. So it was done in a very traditional way and it was happening in a very serious manner. And I also realized that sometimes when the goal setting period or the window actually comes in, employees are just doing it as a tick mark activity. They're not even realizing what goals they're setting in or how much they should stay consistent to it. So they were not doing it in a very uh, productive way. They were doing it just to do a tick mark activity. So that was what I saw in my context.
I think I totally get that. So being in HR space myself, I can totally relate to what you're saying. It being like a checkbox, like a tick box sort of an activity. So what made you feel, think that let me do things differently this time?
So what happened is I recognized that there is a global way of doing certain things because it's a multinational company and the headquarters are in UK. So I am from HSBC Technology India, and the office is based in Pune, but still the management is sitting in UK. So what happens is setting goals and the way of doing it, it is all fixed. So I thought that why can't I make it interesting? Of course, I can't change the way the goals are being set, how the window is started or closed, and how we put it in the portal. But maybe after the traditional way of doing is done, what if I can do a backup activity or the activity after the traditional way is done so that people stay consistent to their goals and they know a fun way to do it so that they remember it throughout.
Okay, interesting. So curious to know any moments during those sessions that really stayed with you. So tell us about the kind of feedback that you received from the participants when you did the session, after you did the session.
Oh, yes, there were many of these, and I was glad that I could get amazing shares from the audience. So, one of the team share was that, that they should be more empathetic towards their colleagues in team meetings and also listen to them completely without reacting. So, what happens is when we are doing a BAU and when we are in an organization working round the clock, we are just working on deadlines, we're working on projects, and we often forget people's emotions. We often forget to ask them, how are you? How's your day? Is everything okay at your home? So that's what one employee came up with, and that team came up with, and they told me that, we have stopped being I think we have to be more empathetic. We're being less empathetic towards our colleagues. So that was a very good share. And also during an individual share, one lady, she told me that she was concentrating on her mental health, which was very important for her. And she got busy with the deadline, she got busy with her projects and deployments, and she stopped working on it. And through the session that I did through Meraki and goal setting, she realized that she needs to get back to it, and that was really helping her. So I think that was a very powerful share.
Okay, interesting. So tell us a little about the process that you followed. Like, how did you kind of structure all that?
Okay, so when I actually thought of goal setting, of course, I'm a life coach as well. So I thought the coach way. I wanted to do a group coaching session. So I picked up one department and I told them that, I told them the topic would be mission possible. So I did not want to name it with goal setting because, if people hear that, then they wouldn't come for the session. So I just called them. I told them that the topic name is Mission Possible. And they came for the session. There were around, say, 65 people. And I told them that there's a magic tool that we're going to use, which is called MERAKI. So fortunately, I got in touch with you and I spoke to you about the tool because I had also purchased Meraki, but I did not know how to use it so well. So you gave me a context and then I prepared. And to my surprise, there were 65 people who had joined this group coaching session. So I divided them into teams and then I gave them an example of my own Meraki cards. I think, can you share that slide?
Sure.
So we can do that here as well. I can share my card experience for everybody to see. Can you zoom in a little if possible?
Second. I don't think I'm able to do that at the moment.
No problem.
Are cards visible to
Yeah.
everyone?
Okay. So the first card says that, no, I'm not able to read it. Second.
Okay, I'll just read out the first card. The words that are mentioned there are meaning and purpose. And the question is, what purpose are the current actions of your serving? And there's
Right.
somebody watering the plants.
Can you read out all the four cards and I'll tell you what came for me when I showed this
Sure.
to the audience.
Yeah. And then there is another card which has energy and physical as words mention it on it and a heart. And then there are two people, one smiling and one not so happy. And what do you feel about this? And then the third card, which has a lens, which has kind of two words again. Uh, it's inspecting those two words, sort of a thing, opinions and facts. And what what you're thinking may just be an second. What you're thinking may just be an opinion is what the question is. And then again, there are words there and also a head. And the fourth one is, the question it says is, what role can courage play here? And there is a head, and then there is an image of a girl looking at a bull, and then there are some words written there, innovation and courage. I'm just curious to know, Renu, I just saw you nodding your head, but others, are you able to see the card? A show of hands or something so that I know? Because if Ishita is not able to see, I'm just curious if others are able to see or not.
Yes, we are able to see.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Yes. So thank you so much, Pragati, for reading that out. So I would like to tell everyone that from these four cards, I drew these four cards, but I was not able to connect with all the four. And that's okay. We don't have to connect with all the four. So the first card that you see, the meaning and purpose, I was able to connect with that card and I was able to connect with the fourth card. So the goal that I actually got for myself was that I want to focus on my purpose of life, which is coaching, which is to spread positivity among people. And that is what actually made me understand and it gave me a direction. When I actually opened this card, I realized that this is what my goal should be for the next, say, 3 months or 6 months, and I wanted to work on it. And the fourth card that I connect with is courage. So, of course, if I want to do something different that's not so conventional, I need to have the courage and I need to develop courage to do that. So, the fourth card connects me that way. So, that is why these four cards help me get my direction to plan my goal. So this is what I showed to the audience. And after that, what I did was explain them about how Meraki works, how the words are connected, how the questions and pictures are connected. And then I chose leaders. So there were 7 teams because it was 65 people. I divided them into teams. And after that, I chose a leader. So all the leaders came to me. I asked them to pick any four cards. So they just picked random 4 cards from the Meraki deck that I had with me, and they picked those 4 cards and they took to their teams. The only thing that I told them was take it to your teams, tell them that think about a common team goal, think about a common team action plan, so take support of these cards, but don't attach yourself to it that you get confused. If you already have a goal in your mind, then you can go ahead and write it. If you can connect with the card, then it's great. But if you can't connect with the card, that's okay too. So these are the uh, I think guidelines that I'd given to them, which really helped them. And they would, when they understood that they don't have to attach or stress too much on the cards, that's when the magic came out. And that's when the wonderful answers came up. So I think this is the process that I followed. And it was amazing to see the group discussions, Pragati, and it was so good to see how the sharings were done.
Interesting. So as you reimagined the space, what was the difference in the energy? Like the process you just mentioned. Uh, yeah.
So when I reimagine this, I feel more energetic. I feel that it was a pure attempt to support them in understanding how goals can be interesting, how they can use it in their future. And I never thought that I'll get a chance like this to conduct a webinar, share it with so many people from different countries, from various backgrounds, and empower you as well. So I feel extremely energetic and positive today.
Great. That's we are glad that you're sharing your experience, Ishita, and also the fact that you kind of exhibited courage and you did that experiment straight away with 65 people. I think it really requires courage, right? To just experiment with people and that too in a large setting, group setting. So again, I'm just curious to know that what is it that made you kind of choose Meraki as a tool? So there are many creative ways of looking at any particular subject, right? So what made you kind of choose Meraki? If you could help us understand that.
So Meraki is a very interesting tool, and it's a very unique tool that is created and born by our own Abhyudaya community and Jaya and Pragati. So when I actually heard of Meraki in the International Pune conference that I attended, I got really intrigued about it. And I did not know how I would use it. It was lying in my room for a long time. I tried using it on myself and some other people, but I did not know how to do it. But I was sure that if Jaya has created it, then it'll be amazing. So I went ahead and I spoke to Pragati, and I also understood that employees keep experiencing a lot of training sessions, a lot of facilitation sessions in their organizations, which is, I wouldn't say boring all the time, but I would say that after some time it becomes mundane. So they need new tools, they need new activities to come up with. Otherwise, every organization uses the same thing. So something this creative like Meraki, I was sure that employees would come to me and they would at least ask me where the cards are from and what they say. So that is the space that I wanted to create, and that is why I chose Meraki.
Okay, got it. And if you had to kind of share some messages with the group here as to how can they make their goal setting process in their organizations, or even if goal setting for themselves more intentional, more energizing, what would be your advice to them?
So I would say 3 things that you should remember about goal setting and about using Meraki. So one, Meraki is a powerful tool and it can be used as an amazing supporting tool to help employees think and connect. And it has multiple other purposes that I'm sure Pragati will tell you about. Uh, the second thing that I realized was good when I did this session was detaching the employees from the traditional narrative of the goal setting that was being done in the organization. If I would have told them towards the start that, we're doing a goal setting session, I'm sure either they would have switched off their mind or just told me that we don't want to attend this. So that was something that I did. I detached them from the traditional way of doing it, and then they started opening their mind and thinking about what new ways can we do this. So that was the second point. And the third thing that I realized is goals can be accountable for only if they are backed by action plans. And action plans are very important because they are specific, they are consistent, and they give you commitment. So that is what I used through Meraki in my group coaching session, which helped me.
Interesting. So I think after this session, as we would be sharing a mail with everyone, we will people would also receive in some instructions, right, as to how you used it. However, I would also like to share here that it is a creative tool. So how Ishita used it was just one way of using it, but there could be multiple ways of using it, even if it is for the same purpose of goal setting. So that's what I just thought I'll share here. And just to get a sense of who all are aware about Meraki, Shrishti, are you there?
Yes.
Shrishti, can we just put that poll, so that we know how many people are already aware about it, so that our conversation ahead can be accordingly tailored?
Ishita, are you taking questions at some point?
Yes, I will.
Okay, will you let me know, Pragati?
Yes, definitely. So as we
Okay.
proceed further, yeah, towards the end, we will definitely have a Q&A round so that we can answer the questions. So
Sure.
very interesting to note, actually, I'm just looking at the results of the poll that most of you have kind of heard about it, but not many have used it or have used it only briefly. But we also have somebody who has never heard about it. So thanks for joining in. I would love to interact a little more with somebody who's just saying that you've never heard about it, because we would love for you to kind of get familiarized with the tool more as well. And yeah, so as we proceed further, maybe we can just end the poll, Shrishti. And yeah. So as we proceed further, what I would like to share is that Meraki is not your usual goal setting tool or like a usual coaching tool. It is a reflection based experiential tool. And now what we are going to do is we are going to use Meraki we are going to leverage it in a way so that you all can set goals for your own self. And Ishita will take you through the exercise. But before that, I'll just guide you as to how can you access the Meraki deck. So for that, if you could just check your mailbox, and you would have received a mail from meraki.abhyudhya.com. I'll show you the ID once. Yeah, so you would have got this sort of a mail which says goal setting with Meraki invitation from this ID, meraki@abhyudhya.com. So once you are able to see the mail, you will be able to join the session. We have two options, English and Spanish. I'm sure most of you here would be anyways joining the English one, and you can just join. And once you are able to access it, please let us know. This is going to take you to your own Meraki deck, like access for that for this session. Shrishti, also on the chat box, can you share the link in case somebody is not able to find the mail? They can directly use that link for joining in.
That will help.
Yeah. Yeah, so on the chat box, we have the link. You can directly reach the Meraki website from there itself, and you can access your deck in case you're not able to find the mail. Please let me know once you are able to open the deck. again, a few thumbs up or messages would help us.
I
Okay,
think somebody is
login ID.
asking
Yeah.
login ID.
So all you need to mention there is your name and your what do you call, your email ID. When you click on this link that Shrishti has just shared, you just have to mention your name and email ID and it will take you to the deck. You can directly use this link so that there is no need of any login ID. Login ID is important later if you want to use it. But today, for the purpose of this session, we have enabled it for all the participants. So you can
When
freely
we,
access.
but Pragati, when we click on the link, it does take us to login and password. Oh yeah, got it. Got it.
No, it's asking for name and email ID. Yeah. So once you fill
Got
that,
it. Got it.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else facing any issues or anybody who has been able to log in? We see 54 cards. Okay, yeah. So, yes. So, Jumana, you are at the right place. We'll guide you as to how to proceed further. Anybody else who has been able to access? Okay, Rakesh also I can see has been able to access. Once we get a few people's nod that they are able to access, I think we'll just proceed further. Okay, so I think many of you are able to access. Just one time. I'll just want to again ask anybody who needs any support. So we'll provide that support and then move forward because I think many of you can already access it. Okay, perfect. So I'm assuming now most of you have been able to access. So again, this is how the screen would look like to you on the left side. That is what we have kind of showcased. And the number above will show 0 by default. So, Ishita, can you take them through the exercise so that this number changes as they start picking up the card, and then you can guide them as to how the number would change?
Sure. Sure. So would you be telling them about the cards?
You've already explained the card, right? You showed them the card and the symbols. Yeah. So we can proceed. In fact, we would love for everybody to not know it logically and still be able to use it so that you know it's a creative tool and you don't really need to intellectually understand that. So let's proceed this way.
Okay, great. So I hope everybody is ready and they have the screen open where they can see the cards flipped. Okay. So when we talk about goal setting in organizations or teams, we always talk about long-term goals, right? Like 1 year goal or even more than that sometimes when we're working on projects. So I would like to break that tradition the way I did it in my organization within the department. And I would like to make it a little exciting for you. So I hope you have your laptop notes or your book notes, something ready with you so that it can be more helpful for you while you're working on this activity. So can everybody please close your eyes for a moment? Okay. Take a deep breath. Clear your mind. Clear everything that's been going on throughout the day. Relax for a second. Imagine that it is November 2025, 6 months from now, and you need to achieve a goal. You need to understand what goal is the most important that you want to achieve in November 2025. So we're here to use MERAKI deck to support you with the goals that emerge for you. You can open your eyes now. So now just choose on 4 cards. Just choose 4 cards. Once you see the number 4, then you have to just click on it and it will flip for you. Just click 4 cards, any 4. So there are 50 52 cards, right? 52 or 54? 52 cards.
54 cards in total.
Cards.
Yeah,
So
you can choose any four.
You can just scroll down and choose any 4 cards. And once the number shows 4 on your screen, you can just click on it and it will flip.
So the top right black thing that you can see here, from 0 it will turn to 4. As you keep choosing, the number would keep changing.
So once everybody sees the number 4, can you please give a thumbs up so that we know you're done?
Click on the number 4 and then whatever shows up for you. Because I clicked on 4 and 4 cards showed up.
You can actually click on any 4 cards. The number above on the top right, the black box, from 0 it will turn to 4. But you can choose any 4 cards. There's no.
But it's not open, I know I'm being a little bit of poison, but they're not, I'm clicking on that lock, but nothing is opening. Because it's already showing 4 cards are selected and I don't know how. Maybe I did that earlier, I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes. So anybody who has used it earlier can actually go to the black box where it is written 4, go delete it there and it'll be refreshed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, so is most of us done selecting the 4 cards and flipping it? Then we'll proceed. Okay, I'll wait just for 30 seconds. Then we'll. So when you open these cards, sorry, did it happen?
Yeah, I have them. Thank you.
Okay, great, wonderful. So let's move ahead. So once you have the 4 cards ready, don't look for any logic. Just receive what shows up for you. Look at all the clues on your cards. Observe them carefully. Each word, each symbol, each picture, and each question. Let them speak to you as a whole. So now, since you have your notes also ready, just look at these clues. Take your time. We'll give you 7 minutes for this activity. You have to write one goal that comes to you with the support of these cards or something that you already have in your mind that you want to achieve by 15 November 2025, and one action plan under the goal. So these are the 2 things that you have to write for yourself. Any doubts on the activity, or do we start with the 7 minutes? Is it clear? Okay, so I think we'll start with the timer then. Can we have the music, Pragati?
Yeah, sure.
So is everybody ready with their goal and action plan? You can reply in the chat or unmute yourself. Okay, so Anita says she's ready, Naresh is ready. Do you need a minute or more? What about the others? Krishnan, Swati, Shilpa. Okay, let's give one more minute. Okay, so time's up. So let us have two shares. Anybody who would like to go first? Anybody can go first.
So I'll do it first.
Thank you, Renu.
So my goal is to complete my coaching hours, which I need to have for my BCC certification by November. I am done with the submissions. Everything is done. Level 2 is complete. And the only thing that I'm left with is hours of coaching that I need to complete. So the 4 cards that I got, the first one is talking about energy, and that energy is in the space of mental and emotional, right? And the question the card says is, what if you forget this for a few days? So I think it has been on my mind uh, for quite long now. And maybe at times what I'm feeling is that you need to step back a little bit, make yourself a little comfortable. It's okay, it'll happen, right? And maybe because of that mental energy, the emotional energy uh, that gets you get overpowered by that, and that doesn't let you take that initial step that you need to, right? So you get so much into it that you're not able to take action, what I felt. So just give yourself that space. Okay, fine, it'll happen. So this is the first card that I could reflect upon as related to my goals. And then the second one says attention and people. So the two words on the card were attention and people. And what are you thinking about others in this situation? So it has happened that I have approached people uh, for sessions, and at times it happens that last minute they say, I'm not able to make it, or this happened, or that happened, or it can be XYZ, any of the reasons. So what I'm thinking is that how I am relating to this card, I don't know, that um, what are you thinking about others in this situation? That does the other person even want to support you, or it's something genuine that has happened, right? And the third card which I'm connecting with is the two words are reality, and it says facts and opinion. Okay. And the question is, what are you thinking may just be an opinion. So maybe that I am thinking that it is an opinion, but maybe it is a genuine thing from the other person's end. And so I should keep floating it, right? I should not stop myself. Okay, if one person hasn't been able to do it, or is not able to make it, so I should not think that everyone is going to do that way. So I'll just keep on doing it, but yes, keeping that calm and slow and easy pace for myself, not to rush. So and gradually, definitely, I'll be able to achieve and reach to my goal of completing my coaching hours. So this is about me reflecting 3 cards, which I could connect with my goal. And finally, the action plan is be consistent, be slow. It'll happen. It'll happen.
Great. I see a lot of energy in you while you're sharing your goal and action plan, and a smile as well. So wonderful share. Thank you so much, Renu, for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anybody else who would like to share before we move on to the next segment?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, I can share.
Sure, please do.
All right. So I've had a health scare and a bit, and so I have to lose weight and take care of my health, which is critical right now. Nothing major, but just losing weight is one of the things that I have to do. So funnily enough, what I got was just what I needed. One was, what will your mentor say? What knowledge would the mentor give you? And it was more like, go slow, be sure, and be honest with yourself. That was kind of the thing that emerged. In terms of action, I already have a physical trainer, and maybe ask one of my coach friends to coach me. Pro bono, which we keep doing for each other. Get somebody I trust to be able to support me. There was also courage, which was more from the innovation perspective. So I wrote down about 7 or 8 things that I could do differently, which I had never thought of before, out of the box, to be able to focus. And then I also got the energy that I need to accept with kindness and compassion. That's what came to me. That was a meaning for me, is to that my energy has to be contained, that I need to do it versus it's okay to be in the flow, and not to pressurize myself, and do it with compassion and mindfulness. Followed with the action that also showed up with my card. And so I have an action plan, which I do 4 times a week. I'll just make sure I'm consistent, have with the trainer. And then the 2 days at home that I don't do, I've added that in. And some things about working with my dietitian at the same time. I'm still working with her, but some more focus on that particular area in terms of innovation and getting the right dietitian. So, and there was, I did something else. After I did the first round, I deleted 1 card and I got the other card and it came as prioritize. And I said, how would I prioritize? What meaning would that mean for me is that I have all my appointments from morning to night in my calendar, but how would I calendarize all the other things at the same time? So that kind of worked very well. It just like the whole plan just emerged. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anita. I think that was also a very powerful one. And I hope you stay consistent and prioritize your calendar and make sure that, you create some space and have your activities that you want to do and focus on your goal for November. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing.
Thank you.
And what
Okay,
was
so
very interesting, actually, I'll just interject, Ishita, for a second. What was interesting in both the shares, there was a commonality, right? That,
Yes.
yeah, can we keep moving forward and can we be kind to ourselves? I think that self-compassion at the same time action is something that's standing out. Looks like that's probably the energy of the room. I'm not sure how it is resonating with others, but yeah, that's what I could sense. So thought I'll
True.
just kind of put that forward. And yeah, Ishita, sorry, I just interjected. Yeah, you could please
no, I
take it.
think that was a wonderful point, Pragati, and yeah, that is the energy that I'm feeling as well. So it would be great if everybody can share, but in view of time, since we just have 5 more minutes, let us move to the last leg of this webinar. And if you would like to still share post that, you can stay back for a while and share it with us. Me and Pragati will be here. Okay, so let's move ahead, Pragati. Over to you.
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Ishita. So, just a little backstory as we move forward about Meraki. So, Meraki was actually born almost, I would say, what, 4, 5 years back, roughly, when I and Jaya thought, let's collaborate. So, I did my um, uh, ACTP course with Jaya. So, I was one of her students in her batch. And then when she taught us creative coaching, that's when I, being also a tarot card reader, thought that how can coaching, the best of the world, both the worlds come together, wherein we leverage what's there in coaching, which is making people think and reflect, and also how can the mysticism element also come in. So happy to share that this deck that we are sharing with all of you has two elements in it, which is one is mysticism and the other is also a very strong foundation in form of a coaching model. So the coaching model that we are talking about here, so Miraki is also an acronym, and that stands for a coaching model. Just very briefly, I'll share that with you in detail. If anybody wants to understand that, we can definitely do that post this session. Very briefly, M in Meraki stands for meaning, E for energy, R for reality, A for attention, K for knowledge, and I for innovation. And then these also have certain sub elements in it. So Meraki is one coaching model, and the other coaching model is head, heart, and hands, which means that we truly believe all of these elements have to come into play for anybody to be able to achieve what they want to achieve. So if the energy is missing, or I would say if the say one aspect of the energy, physical energy, for example, is missing, can we really achieve goals? Maybe not. Or say if the intuition and the what the head is telling or the mind is telling is in place, but if we are not taking actions, can we really achieve something? Maybe again the answer is no. So we have kept into consideration, all the elements that for making something work, and that's how this model also was. And just for all of you to kind of know, we also have a physical deck. So what you just experienced was an online deck. We also have a physical deck. Like you can see certain people kind of playing with the deck. So it can be used in a one-on-one setting. It can also be used in a group setting, and it can also be used for sort of self coaching as well. So whether it is coaching sessions, HR L&D sort of workshops, team goal setting, personal visioning, conflict resolution, even year end reflection ritual. So many different ways Meraki can be used. And if you want to really access the tool, we can also help you kind of understand that also in detail. So you have already experienced the online one that comes as an annual and also a monthly subscription based model. And then we also have the offline deck, which, as you can see in the section, there are these decks which are kept. So there are cards that you can physically play with, like a tarot. So we also have the Abhyudaya team also has an offer today running. And Shrishti, can you just put it on the chat box? What are some of the offers and how can people know more about Meraki? How can they follow us on LinkedIn so that they keep getting updates about these kind of sessions? And also, what is the code that we have for today so that if somebody wants to access, can do that? And again, from the Abhyudaya team, Timsi, she was not able to join the session today. However, she would be the contact person. Anybody who has any sort of query can always reach out to her. So Ishita and I are anyways there on LinkedIn. You want to reach out to us, you're most welcome to do that. But from the Abhyudaya team, from the administrative purposes or any other sort of queries you have, you can always reach out to Timsi, and these are her details. We'll be sharing these details anyways with all of you on the email as well, but I just thought I'll kind of share these here as well. So now, because we are towards the end of the session, we just thought it'll be good to gather some feedback. And for that, I'll just request Shrishti to share a poll. So I hope everybody can see it on their screen. Yeah. We'll just soon be ending the poll. Anybody who wants to share, please feel free to do that. We can see responses coming in. We'll just request everybody to share their feedback so that going forward, we can tailor our discussion accordingly.
Pragati, once the poll is done, just let me know so we can have a quick 2-3 minutes Q&A.
Sure. Shrishti, I think we are good to close the poll because looks like whosoever wanted to answer has done that. No, okay, we are still receiving responses, so just maybe one more minute. Great. So I think we can end the poll, Shrishti. Yeah. So thanks everybody for sharing in the feedback. And we'll just open it up now for the question and answers. Anybody who wants to share their experience or has any question, please feel free to let us know.
If you would like to share your experience of the webinar, how did you find it? Share that as well. Or any question about my experience in my organization or MERAKI, anything?
Or maybe next time, what's the topic that you would like to hear us talking about? Like I said, we can use it in different ways. So any kind of feedback question, anything to make such session more productive or useful to you, anything that comes up. Okay, so I think I can definitely see some feedback flowing in on the chat box. Perfect. So I
Okay.
think we are well within the time, roughly just 2-3 minutes above the time. So thanks everybody for
Thank you
joining.
so much.
And thank you, Ishita, for taking out the time and sharing your experience with us.
Thank
It
you.
really
It was
was
my pleasure.
wonderful hearing you. And just a last message, to all of you, feel free to reach out, discuss. So this was also born out of a discussion. So Ishita just reached out and something interesting happened, and then she just came online to share with all of you, right? So if you feel you would like to use something like Meraki, which is a creative tool for anything that you think of, feel free to have a brainstorming session. We are available and we will be happy to assist you. Thank you so much, and bye-bye. Good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shita. Thank you, Pragati.
Thank you.